Okay, so let's have a look at this and see what's going on here. Now, you got f of x, which equals x cubed plus 3x plus 2. It tells me by considering this, I'm going to do f dash of x, take the power down, take 1 up the power, take the power down. Now this, x is always going to be positive, no matter what you got. So therefore, f dash of x is always going to be positive, which implies f of x is an increasing function. Okay, and since it's an increasing function, it will be a one-to-one function. And since it will be a one-to-one function, therefore has an inverse function. And make sure you state this, that this is always positive, which means f of x is an increasing function because the gradient is always positive, it's always going up. It will, the other point where in that case, if it's an increasing function, it will be a one-to-one function, and if it's a one-to-one function, any one-to-one function has an inverse function. So we've proved that, we've done that. Now, before we start here, we've been told that find the gradient of this at the point x equals 2. Now, let's just go back to a scenario that I did put here. So if you got, just going to rub this up here. Now, this is where you got to be careful. You got f of x here, and you got f dash of f inverse of x here. Now, one thing to remember, that's what I said to you before. This domain will be the range for the inverse, and the range will be the domain. So it's told me that this is 2. So that means for f of x, if that's the domain for this function, that will be the range for this function. Now, looking at this, if the range is going to equal to 2, what value will x be to make f of x equal to 2? Well, then f of x must be 0, because 0 cubed is 0, 3 times 0 is 0, plus 2 is where that will give me. If I put the domain 0 in there, it will give me an outcome, an output of 2. So that's going to be 0, hence that will be 0 as the range. So just make sure you know those, how to go through. Very important, this bit. Once you've got that bit, it then all falls into place. So we've done A, and B is here. And goes find the gradient of this. Now if I wanted to find the gradient of that, so the inverse of, so I want to find the gradient of this inverse function with respect to x. I know that from our rule that we said before is the same as 1 over f dash of x. Okay, so that is the rule. And also note that, right, so that's that rule. Before we go on to finishing this, I'm just going to put this. Now f dash of x, for where this equals 2, in this scenario, f of x, x is going to equal to 0. So if I put the 0 in this function, okay, sorry, if I put the 0 in my differential function, that's going to equal 3 times 0 squared plus 3, which is going to equal to 3. I then simply put 1 over 3, and that will be 1/3 will be the gradient of the inverse function at x equals 2. That is it.